Hey everyone, it's Justin. Thank you for watching and or listening to the podcast, and welcome to my house. It's time for another ServiceNow Store highlights video or podcast. That's SSH version 12162024, December 16th, 2024. And for this episode, we have 40 new updated or removed applications in the ServiceNow Store. That is 7 compatibility updates, 1 fix, 1 ghost application, which we'll verify as we go through these, 10 highlights, 16 minor updates, and 5 new releases. So let's get to it and check out those compatibility updates. Again, there were 7 of those. First on the list, IBM Security Verify Service Desk, InfoSec Global ISG, Agile Sec Analytics Integration for Vulnerability Response Module, Patient Trial Study Oversight for Sponsors and CROs, SNIC or SNIC Vulnerability Intelligence for SBOM, Stave Maps, Stave QR Code Generator, and Tanium Integration for Security Operations. All of those were updates. I believe they were all to Xanadu in that round, if I remember correctly. We did have 1 fix. It's from ServiceNow. Their Event Organizer application had a small fix. There was 1 ghost application. It's Doctation by Rangu. Let's go ahead and click on that and see if it's still missing. Yep. Application is no longer found in the ServiceNow Store. So that is our lone removed or ghost application for the episode. And we have 16 minor updates. Let's run through those real quick. Asset Security Posture Management, AT&T e-bonding, Beyond Trust Remote Support Enterprise Integration, BitSite for IT Service Management, BitSite for Security Incident Response, BitSite for Security Performance Management Connector, ITSM Connector for SAP, OpenText XECM and Spoke, Password Safe External Credential Storage for Discovery, Rubric Self-Service Workflow Integration, Security Posture Control Core, Service Graph Connector for CrowdStrike, Trend Vision 1 Connector, Vulnerability Response Common, Wiz Integration for Container Vulnerability Response, and XOps Spoke from Experience Ops. So that's the 16 minor updates, and I can't believe it. I didn't realize it till just now. We have no release notes fails for the episode. So round of applause for everybody and the release notes. I can't believe I just did a round of applause on my own. But that brings us to the new releases. We have 5 of them, so let's jump right to them. The first on the list is going to be Agent AI by Kore.ai, empowers agents to deliver great experiences. There's a huge summary and lots of information. I'm just going to jump down to the key features. Task automation and next best action. Next best action tailors service for each customer by analyzing individual interactions and automates replies to ensure fast, accurate, one-click answers. Real-time coaching adjusts coaching to each specific conversation and situation with AI models designed to recognize natural language and speech patterns. Guided playbooks automatically confirm when agents follow step-by-step guidelines in real time, also ensures adherence. And Search AI uses the Kore.ai Retrieval Augmented Generation or RAG engine to create more information-rich and customer-friendly answers to any question. They do have some screenshots. Let's go ahead and take a look at those. The first is going to be Service Operations Workspace. We're on an interaction record. And on the right-hand side, we're seeing what I'm guessing is this application. It doesn't look familiar to me, but it looks like some feedback on an actual conversation that's happening as part of the interaction. Let's look at that second screenshot. Let's see. Sorry, I clicked too. Yeah, so the second screenshot, it's going from greet the customer to authenticate the customer. So it looks like, okay, it's a little playbook there on the right-hand side. And then there's some dialogue tasks on the third screenshot. And on the fourth screenshot, we're back to the authenticate the customer, but it's prompting us to ask the customer about an account balance. Let's see. And then the customer says, I'm having a problem with pricing. And the thing on the right is still asking to validate the customer. Yeah, so I'm just trying to tease out these screenshots. There's lots of them. There's lots of screenshots. Let's see. Okay, now there's a summary. Customer contacted support to identify or to inquire about their balance, yada, yada, yada. And then there's a video linked to Vimeo that says, sorry, we're having a little trouble. So that's the screenshots and the video. I wasn't going to click on the video anyways, but that's what's new for the team at Kore.ai Incorporated. Our next new release is data auditing. Data auditing is from Sysintegra Pty Ltd. Sensitive data detection, tracking for audit purposes. Protect sensitive critical data from exposure. Key features: mask data easily mask sensitive data like credit card number, TFN number, etc. on the instance to avoid accidental exposure of customer-sensitive data, and enable administrators. Enable admins managing the instance to easily secure confidential information while cloning production instance to non-production instance by scheduling. All right, they do have screenshots on this one too. Let's take a look. First up is a dashboard. In the legacy dashboard, the data audit results showing a data auditing list-based table based on tables and rules. Then there's a vertical bar graph for audit report based on rule name, and a donut for data audit records all. Next screenshot is a list of data audit logs, and next screenshot is a list of data audit execution logs. And then we're back to our dashboard screenshot, which we saw there at the beginning. And that's what's new from Sysintegra Pty Ltd. Our next new release is EY Financial Services Reg Manager. Orchestrate your breach reporting on a single platform. Key features on the functional side: regulatory change management, risk management, audit management, business continuity, operational risk management, policy and compliance, privacy management, vendor risk management, and operational resiliency. I'll point out to those who are watching or listening, these are all ServiceNow products or ServiceNow applications, which that is quite the list of applications to include in an offering. So I'm impressed that there's that much there. On the technical side, it calls out ServiceNow's Compliance Case Management Module, EY Breach Reporting Accelerator, Compromised Hardware/Software, Fraud, Harassment, Antitrust and Competition, Data Protection and InfoSec, and Malware Threats and Cyber Attacks. Doesn't feel very technical. It still feels very jargony, and I actually mentioned some product names in there from ServiceNow. So I'm a bit skeptical of this one based on the scope and size of it. It is not actually an application. It looks like this may be services related. You got a learn more button up here. So maybe you got to reach out to EY to find out more about this one. But that is what's new in the ServiceNow store from Ernst & Young LLP. Next new release is going to be the NERC and Energy Content Pack. Attest once, comply many, 37 NERC plus Energy Authority documents. Key features, oh my goodness, they listed out the 37 NERC authority documents, but key features on the text side of things says, use ServiceNow IRM, compliance management, out-of-the-box functionality to manage and demonstrate control compliance, attest once, comply many, with the following authority documents. And then it lists out those 37 NERC authority documents. So maybe this is just like a pre-configured kind of package for NERC, which just seems pretty cool. They do have some screenshots. First up is the compliance library authority documents in the workspace. Next screenshot, I clicked the wrong button, is opening up an authority document for North American Electric Reliability Corporation Critical Infrastructure Protection Standards Cybersecurity. Next screenshot is, this looks like the compliance workspace showing authority documents, donut for what's compliant, not compliant, and then showing the least compliant items from those authority documents. And then we're back to the list of the compliance library authority documents, and that's what's new from the team at Templar Shield Inc. Our last new release for the episode is Pro requirement for KeyUser Pro with SAP Cloud ALM integration. Integration of SAP Cloud ALM with ServiceNow. Key features: automatic import of SAP solution scenarios and SAP best practices to ServiceNow. Initiation of project starts with scoping in SAP Cloud ALM by choosing the best fit solution scenario and deciding upon the processes to be implemented as part of the project. Scoping results will be imported into KeyUser Pro to automate the subsequent activities like fit to standard workshops. Automatic creation of approved requirements from ServiceNow to SAP Cloud ALM. Requirements are created from projects directly during operations or from incidents as mentioned above. Via the technical integration, all information elaborated during the explore phase will be automatically transferred from ServiceNow to SAP Cloud ALM and vice versa. States are synchronized. And synchronization of states between SAP Cloud ALM and ServiceNow records. Depending on the current stage of the requirements process, either SAP Cloud ALM or ServiceNow is the leading system for the requirements processing. During the whole flow, all relevant states are synchronized between both systems. There's some, looks like some videos, and yeah, we do have some screenshots. So let's check out. The first one is a marketing kind of architecture diagram showing how the SAP Cloud ALM ServiceNow and the adapters and all that stuff is configured or interrelates, connects to each other. Next screenshot is a support request showing an SAP support request showing the highlighted the business area, business process, sub-process, business application, SAP system, SAP client, and SAP company code on the form on the right-hand side for this support request. Next screenshot is showing how that information is synchronized, I guess, to the open requirements under Manage General Ledger in SAP, I'm assuming. Next screenshot is showing a workflow chevrons at the top for in testing for this SAP support request, and then again highlighting the approval requirement status and priority over in SAP requirements or open requirements. I'm not as familiar with SAP, so that's kind of why I'm guessing at some of that. In back in ServiceNow, we got a screenshot of the requirements documentation, and in particular, they've highlighted the source task, which I think is a support request for SAP, and then the document type for project documentation. It looks like what they've selected from many options there was project documentation. Next screenshot, we've got related items on the left-hand side for a business process, showing the process hierarchy over in SAP. Next screenshot is another like kind of architecture diagram showing the requirements and continuous improvement based on the SAP Activate methodology. Next screenshot is showing the import URS from Calm, and so we've got some SAP screenshots on the left-hand side showing them coming over to ServiceNow on the right-hand side. And next screenshot is URS document and SAP Activate. Next screenshot is the requirements management, document and keep track of requirements. It's like another architecture screenshot. Then it's showing the direct access of process documentation in SAP for ME. And so back to that in testing screenshot, and then showing the what's going on, accounting and financial close, group ledger, IFRS in SAP. Looks like more documentation in SAP for me. Next screenshot is the requirement in clean core. Again, it's an architecture diagram kind of showing how things are set up and configured and related to each other. And then we're back to our videos, which you're either watching a video or listening to a podcast, so I won't click on and play those videos, but that's what's new from the team at RightSource GmbH. And their pro requirement for KeyUser Pro with SAP Cloud ALM integration. And that's our new releases, everybody, which brings us to the highlights for the episode. We have 10 of them. First up on the list is AI Connector, upgraded to version 2.0.15. And in this one, they've introduced text generation, incident assistant, categorize, translate, and propose troubleshooting steps when an incident is received. Let AI propose resolution notes using incident descriptions, comments, and work notes. And under AI chat enhancements, ask AI to create images using the latest models with OpenAI. Our second highlight for the episode is going to be Alert Ops, updated version 1.0.1. And in this version, there is compatibility. Well, it says 1.0.2, but the ServiceNow version is 1.0.1. But anyways, compatibility with Xanadu, Washington, D.C., Vancouver, Utah, and Tokyo releases. Added integration settings module to create/modify integration rules within ServiceNow itself. UI action for every incident. Create Alert Ops alert for manual alert creation. Minor UI upgrades. An Alert Ops section added with incident to display alert IDs for manual/automated alert creation. Third highlight for the episode is Amaze by Inelective, updated to version 4.4.0. And in this version, where to start? Templates and components, pop-up and drawer components, and simplified HTML structure. Amaze properties, a hide close button, custom group support, under rich text editor, improved image handling, improved fault tolerance, and a fix for a confirmation dialog visibility issue when deleting image attachments via Asset Manager. Under AI tools, content migration tool, standardized iconography, and a fix where they resolved an issue where contextual AI tool occasionally returned markup and output text. Under attachment manager, enhanced messaging, simultaneous uploads, and upload cancellation. And under other, a session timeout warning and a dockable menu. Wow, what great release notes from the team at Inelective. I was going to say Amazed by Inelective, but the team is called Intellective. So thank you for those great release notes. Next highlight is from an app called Certify, updated to version 6.1.0, and they've made improvements in the following areas. Entitlements, capture the entitlement owner group for entitlements to allow a group to review elements. Recertification request, added a new reviewer behavior to allow the entitlement owner group to review elements for the recertification. Under Certify Portal, updated the reassign functionality to account for these group recertifications. Under verification, task, and element, updated the reassigned functionality to account for these group recertifications. Under notification, updated notifications and reminders to include groups and group managers where applicable. And that's what's new from the Pathways Consulting Group. Next highlight is going to be CyberArk EPM plugin manual request, updated version 2.0.6. And in this version, it actually says 2.0.0 in the release notes. They've introduced API timeout customization, added an option to configure killing running apps when policy expires, option to send notifications to requester and approvers using ServiceNow Engine, configurable default JIT duration, ticketing parsing, and ticketing parsing, and then approval based on ticketing validation. Our next highlight is going to be mobile SDK libraries Android, and this is from ServiceNow. They resolved an issue with non-clickable URLs sent by live agents, corrected offline message order in chat, fixed attachment file upload problem, addressed an issue with attachments appearing on the left side as agent messages in chat history, and added option to customize button text/icon in chat. And then we have a similar one for mobile SDK libraries iOS. And in this version, they fixed an issue where URL links do not open in chat, addressed an issue with instance URL appearing when sending files from agent to user, corrected typing indicator display when autopilot is complete, resolved device overheating issue in chat, fixed empty menu option issue in chat, and added option to customize button/icon in chat. Our next highlight is going to be Requirements Builder Core, updated version 0.0.18. This is still an Innovation Lab one, so tread carefully on this one. New Requirements Builder workspace experience. Change requirement tracker links to plugin records for activation. Changed all links to redirect to the new ServiceNow doc site. Changed form design and layouts for requirement tracker records, and fixed bugs with requirement categories not mapping. Our next highlight is the same thing for HR service delivery, and the version's the same and the release notes are the same, but it's still a substantial update, especially with that new workspace experience. I wanted to be ensured to include both the Requirements Builder Core and Requirements Builder for HR Service Delivery. And that leads us to our last highlight, Wiz integration for security operations, updated version 2.2.0. And in this version, they have new features and fixes such as support for mapping the ignored vulnerabilities from Wiz in vulnerability response, performance enhancements, new field mappings and filters, consolidated daily jobs into a singular updated integration run, minor bug fixes, and support for the Xanadu release. And that, everyone, is our entire episode. Let's take a look at what you just saw or heard. That's 5 new releases, 10 highlights, 7 compatibility updates, 16 minor updates, 1 ghost application, and 1 fix for this episode of SSH. I hope you found this information helpful. If you did, please like, please subscribe, or share it with somebody who you think might be interested in what's new, what got updated, or what was removed from the ServiceNow Store. And until next time, don't forget to always be learning.